coming up.
Stop asking me stupid questions, you idiot!
Well, I didn't mean to offend you in any way. This is just a light-hearted podcast.
You haven't offended me.
Is there anything here that's...
Shut up, you idiot. I need to go now.
Where are you going?
None of your business.
It's just a question. It's a question. Why?
Today's guest is one of the greatest one-liner comedians Britain has ever produced. A Perrier Award winner, star of Mock the Week, Live at the Apollo, huge tours, multiple TV shows, now into his 15th Radio 4 series. Audiences rarely see the man behind the act. This is an absolute exclusive interview, a rarity. It'd probably be easier to get someone like Robert De Niro or Al Pacino sat in that seat, but I have somebody much bigger and of a higher profile, greater intellect and better jokes. He spent decades proving that you don't need to swear or shout or be obnoxious on the stage to destroy a room. I've known this young man for well over 25 years. One of the greatest living legends of our time. An odyssey in himself. Welcome to the stage, the legend, the man, the myth, Mr. Milton Jones.
Thank you. That's very exaggerated.
I don't think that was exaggerated. I think that was very honest. And I think, I played it down.
Oh, did you? Excellent. Good work.
I was going to put Greek god.
Yeah, pushing it a little bit.
Sorry, Christian god.
Oh, yes. No, I wouldn't say I was one.
I think
obviously.
You are one of the greatest living comedians.
Well, how many are in that team?
You are one of the greatest comics in this room.
Yeah.
And I've known you for a long, long time.
That narrows it down a little bit, doesn't it?
It takes it down to 2.
Yep. Oh, well, prepared. We certainly in Ealing the other night. We did a gig. We were in the top 4 at least.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 3 and a host.
Yeah.
In fact, that was a bill that could have taken place in 2001.
Yes, I don't think people realised that. Well, perhaps some of the older people did. But,
yeah.
But yeah, no, it was. But it was nice. It was nice.
Do you notice the difference, though? What happened in that bill was we'd all performed together in 2001, much younger comedians at the time.
Yeah.
And now each of us had certain ailments.
Yeah.
That we'd bought.
Yeah.
Like Paul Chowdhry now has Parkinson's.
True.
You've had your health scares and conditions.
Yeah.
I've had issues.
Yeah.
And Stephen Kamos has had...
Do you think we'll do the same gig in 20 years' time?
I don't know if we'll make it.
No, 10 years maybe.
Yeah,
10 years.
Give
maybe.
it 10 years.
Yeah.
Because I would have first gigged with you around the early 2000s.
I guess so. Can you remember where? I can't remember the first time I met you.
It's probably the Bearcat or something.
Oh, right. Yeah, well, you see, the Bearcat for me is like 400 yards from where I live. That's the place where someone shouted out, "I'm your postman, I know where you live." I really don't want that kind of heckle, thank you.
See, it's very hard. That's why I never do gigs near my house.
Yeah.
You can't do gigs near your house and then you bump into them in the street.
No. Or in Tesco down the road and they say, you're not so funny now, are you?
Well, being from Twickenham, you don't even have a Tesco. It's probably more
Actually, we have a Tesco Express.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
That's weird, being in that area.
Yeah, it is. We wanted a Waitrose, obviously, but it just hasn't happened yet.
But obviously, Mr. Jones is doing exceptionally well to be living in an area... I shouldn't reveal your location, actually. This is a very dangerous world we live in now, because revealing locations and somebody of your stature and status is a dangerous thing to do.
Yeah, but it's quite easy to find out where people live, really.
Yeah.
Just follow them home. There you have it.
Now, Mr. Jones, you are undeniably one of the greats. I think you'll go down in the history books as the legend of one-liner comedy. People don't realise this. Why don't they realise this?
Because it's not quite true, probably. I mean, there are a number of very good one-liners in this country, actually.
I don't agree with that.
Really?
I think you are probably the top.
No. Well, no, I think, Tim Vine, Gary Delaney, Mark Simmons. I mean, there's a lot of...
Never heard of them.
Yeah, well, I have.
Yeah, great
In fact,
comics.
quite often I'll phone Tim or check with Gary, say, do you do a thing about so-and-so? Because sometimes it's quite difficult to remember if you've heard that or you've just thought it up. So it's always worth checking out.
Well, that's the problem when you've been in comedy for almost 30 years.
Yes, right. And your mind is going.
Yeah. And obviously choosing one-liners over storytelling, that's an easy place to hit because you're not expanding on, you're getting to the premise, the setup, the punch as quickly and as concisely as possible.
Possibly in 11 words in total, and which is great if you're doing radio and telly and you get to the joke and they can see what you do. But if you're doing an hour and a half show, then you can see blood coming out of people's ears because it's like too much information. So you have to vary it a bit with music.
Well, that's what I like about it, because doing an hour and a half of one-liners or any type of stand-up, which is of the same rhythm, will get quite boring for an audience member. Unless you so you'd have to add the improvisation or, as you do, the song and dance.
Yeah. Well, last time I did, actually, the last tour I did was called Milton. And it was sort of based very, very loosely on music and jokes about music, but the poster was mainly the bit about Hamilton. It was the Hamilton poster, basically, with me in it.
Great poster that was.
Yeah, thank you. Several people had told me I should use it, but I had to wait till it was on tour all over Britain rather than just in London.
Yeah.
So that was my thinking. But yeah, in fact, they got a bit stroppy about it.
Really?
Yeah, they sent us a cease and desist.
Hamilton did?
Yeah. As soon as we sent the poster out, which got 1 million views straight away. But then we asked them exactly what the problem was, and then they never got back to us after that. So I reckon, because it's American in where it's come from, they probably have lawyers just to do that automatically.
Yeah.
Because there are all kinds of Hamilton spoofs. My show wasn't a Hamilton spoof. It was just, it was me doing stupid jokes. So it was nothing like Hamilton in any way. But you'd have to be quite thick to turn up thinking it was a musical.
Do you think they didn't get the Milton joke?
Well, I think most people did. I never heard of anyone who didn't.
Yeah, but they're American.
Oh, sorry, the Americans. Well, I guess they didn't come to see the show, so they never found out.
So they just thought you split up the word?
Yeah, they thought I'd cynically just used the poster as an advertising trick, whereas in reality... Anyway, moving on.
Because you could do a lot of puns with Milton.
Well, I've done Milton Impossible.
Yeah. That was a great poster.
Thank you.
You could have got a cease and assist from Tom Cruise there.
Yes.
Because the poster was the Tom Cruise film.
Yeah.
Takeoff.
Yeah. So I'm looking for all other posters to do with Milton. I'm not sure really what that is at the moment.
Yeah, what are the puns with Milton?
Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
You've been gone too long, Milton Jones, as in Nathan Jones.
Yeah.
But it's not as good as Hamilton. I don't think we get better than that, actually.
Milton is great.
Yeah.
And then you can tour that all over the world.
Yeah, up to a point. I mean, I sort of travel quite well in English language countries. But when it gets to nations where English isn't their first, there's so many little phrases that are just English that I use that it's much harder.
But you do tour in like China and
I do odd gigs, but it's mainly the expat gigs.
You don't. I thought there was rumours that you did a gig for the Korean dictatorship as a corporate.
Yeah, he gave me a rocket. Yeah, that went very well.
Would you do it?
Indeed, I might not.
Politics aside,
I'm not sure there would be an audience.
You do like the Middle East, wouldn't you? You've done.
I've done those Dubai gigs and various other things.
You did the Saudi gigs.
No, I did not do the Saudi gigs. Well, I wasn't asked to do the Saudi gigs. I think it's all very different when you're asked, isn't it? Then suddenly people change their tone. But I'd like to think I wouldn't, put it that way. But who knows what kind of explanation they'd give.
When that six-figure sum comes through.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
For a 1 hour set. That would take quite a few tour shows.
I know, exactly. Yeah, no, it is true. But then all the comics who didn't go would hate you,
Yeah.
regardless of their principles.
Well, they hate you, and not you, but in general, comics don't generally like each other much.
Do you think that's true,
Yeah.
or it's about competition? So everyone wants success for everyone else, as long as it's not bigger success than they've got,
Yeah.
possibly.
Because when we were doing the circuit in the early 2000s, there was no Live at the Apollos or
No.
television outlets.
No,
There
no,
was
no.
like Live at Jongleurs, or the Comedy Store was one
Yeah.
of the things that you did a number of times.
Yeah.
But there was a boom, I'd say, in the late
Yeah.
zeros and the noughties and the early tens
Yeah.
that created comedy of today and the podcasting.
Sure.
But you were doing the circuit for like 20 years before you hit
Yeah.
TV.
No, for sure. And when I started, there weren't many clubs. So around 1990 when I started.
Yeah,
So
you would have been about 10 years old at the time.
Yeah, thank you. Didn't go the other way, so you must have been about 50 then. So I was walking towards, I wanted to be an actor. And suddenly I thought, well, I can get producers to come and see me or something if I go and do stand-up. So I started doing that, but there were only about 10 clubs in London or something. So you couldn't make a living doing that. But then there came a university circuit, and during the 90s there were more and more, and there were loads of clubs, but nothing on telly.
Yeah.
And then around the end of the 2008, 9, 10, started Mock the Week, Michael McIntyre's thing, Roadshow. Dave TV came along and started showing more specials and stuff like that. And
Taskmaster.
And then you could become a touring comedian.
Yeah.
And that was very good for a number of us.
Yeah. Well, we were doing Jongleurs and the Comedy Store for years.
Yeah.
I remember one of my first weekends at the Comedy Store.
Oh, yeah.
And you were on the bill with me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this. They would switch the order.
Yeah.
And if you were a good enough act, there were gigs either you'd have to close, but if they thought, oh, this person, we need to cushion them in the middle, they'd stick you in the middle, which is first after the intermission. And
which they used to call the girl spot.
The girl spot.
Which they used to call the girl spot.
I never did.
No, me neither. But yeah.
But one night, I remember on the Saturday, I think it was the early show, they gave you the girl spot.
Did they?
And then I had to close.
Oh, no.
They call it the girl spot. Should we explain to the audience why they call it the girl spot?
Yeah.
Because it's an easy spot, right?
Yeah. Easier
Than the rest of them.
Yeah.
Because they've just had a break, they've just had a drink, they're a bit more inebriated, they're easier to manipulate.
Yeah, and they're not tired.
They're not tired. But that's also dangerous for the closer.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I've had that spot. And then it's like, nobody can follow it.
No.
And that night, sometimes they have an open spot, then the baby spot. I call it the baby spot.
Oh, right, okay.
And then the closer. But that night it was you, straight after the interval, and then me, because they wouldn't put the open spot on because of the late show.
Sure.
And you got a standing ovation.
Did I?
And while people were standing, the host said, keep it going for your next act.
Yeah, I told him to do that.
It was me.
Excellent.
I then had to go out to people sitting down from what you'd done in that room. And I think you just left to do another gig then.
I can only apologise. I think they were probably racist, weren't they, the people who asked you to do that?
I think so. And then they sat down. They were sitting down. I remember just thinking, what's going on? Has there been another interval?
Yeah.
And no, they were sitting down because you destroyed it so much. I then had to follow it. And they were like... And I think I've seen you do gigs where you've got an encore and then I've had to follow it.
I wouldn't do an encore if someone was coming on after me.
I thought you were going to actually come back out again while I was on. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
And that
I had to be stopped from doing that.
And that really toughened me up.
Good. Well, there you go. You owe me thanks.
It was, I owe that to you.
Yes.
And to get through that 20-minute set.
Yeah.
And I remember the comics going, oh, well, you did it. And then you created the title Mission Impossible.
Milton Impossible.
Milton Impossible.
Yeah. That's kind of the point.
Yeah. But obviously nobody has to follow you at your own tour shows.
No, they don't.
You have to follow
I have to follow myself if I do an encore.
But do you do the first half and the second half?
It depends. Last time I did a sport act and then I did the whole of the second half. Quite often what I've done before is do 15 minutes at the top, introduce the sport act, and then do the second half. which is quite a nice way of saying we're all here. I'm here. Here's someone else. I'll go and get myself ready, and then it's sort of better. But
So what you would do, I would envisage in that situation, is destroy it for the first 15. Bring on the support.
Yeah,
He'll struggle, or she'll struggle for the next half an hour, and then come back out again. So that's all right, I'm back.
That's a good
It's
idea.
good trick.
Yeah, good trick if you can do it. Of course, it's a lot harder to storm it as soon as you as a first act.
Yeah, it's a very hard story.
Very hard.
You've basically made it 10 times harder.
Yes.
Bring on your... You're on now, Milton. Why are you...
Yeah. Boo. We
Yeah.
want you to stay.
Stay.
Stay. We paid for you, not someone else.
Peter Kay used to host gigs and say, don't worry, I'll be back in a minute.
I haven't seen him for ages.
I haven't seen him for years.
No.
I wonder what he's up to these days.
Yeah, he doesn't do many big shows. does he?
No.
No.
It's just his residency.
Yeah, do people do residence?
He's been doing that for 3 years.
You mean he lives at home?
Yeah.
Same tour?
Same tour.
Wow. Imagine being able to do that. Mind you, do you ever put old stuff in a new tour?
No,
I try not to, but sometimes you're doing a subject.
yeah.
And you go, oh, that is
I've got a
perfect.
line there, yeah. And will they remember?
Yeah. And isn't it good after a while to bring out the old stuff?
Yeah.
Sort of, because loads of kids won't have seen it.
Loads of people wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah.
Well, I know Jerry Seinfeld gave somebody advice about a comic said to him, well, I can't put that tweet out because then everyone's seen the joke. And he said, nobody's seen it.
Yeah.
Nobody's seen it. So doing a line from a show, and sometimes audience members think we're doing the same thing, but it's the same voice.
Sure.
But we're finding new subjects to talk about.
Yeah.
But people assume because you're the same person, these are the same jokes.
The only people who notice are the comedians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
You
don't come-
used that. You used that. Yeah.
But they don't come to tour shows.
No, but they know. They watch late night specials.
Yeah. But you can't then put that joke on a special legally.
If you've done another special with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say you did a tour, right? And
Yeah.
you tour, you had a couple of lines from that last
Sure.
tour. What happens when you record the special?
Or it depends how structural they are to the show. Sometimes you can just not do them.
It's very rare that a lawyer's going to sit through and watch a special.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And also now there's loopholes because if you release a special online, it has different laws.
Good to know.
Like, let's say, for instance, you do a set on TV or the Apollo and you were reciting lyrics from a song.
Yeah.
There'd be copyright issues.
Yeah.
You see people getting away with that all the time online.
Really? Oh, interesting. Because I know stuff like Mock the Week, they say, don't do any songs or anything about songs.
You can't change the lyrics to a song.
Right.
And you can't even... But if you read out the lyrics,
Yeah.
you can get it through it that way. But then it's not that funny.
No, probably not. Unless I'm singing it, of course, then that is funny.
Well, and you are arguably one of the greatest actors of our generation.
Actors. I haven't done that much acting, though.
I was just going to say, because you said you wanted to be an actor, I was going to...
Oh, yeah, see, well, that's...
You know,
Originally, I started off wanting to be an actor. I'd still like to do some acting. But if I get an audition or something, it's usually for the crazy neighbour next door or something like that.
you could be a great, like,
Crazy.
Kramer.
Kramer, yeah, sort of.
Yeah,
I'd like to think it could be. But
without the racism.
yeah, what happened there?
It's a long time ago now.
Was he drunk or something?
I don't know. I think it was a meltdown. It was,
Yeah.
and he was getting heckled by some people in the audience who happened to be not white
Yeah.
and a tirade of N-word abuse at them, which isn't generally a good heckle put down.
No, it sort of sticks on your CV, doesn't it?
It doesn't tend to work.
No,
I've never tried. I've personally never tried it.
No, I can't think why.
And then, but yeah, now he's doing. God knows what he's doing. But
Yeah.
I don't even think he needs to work. After
I
Seinfeld.
doubt it, yeah. I doubt it.
Just came back from Montreal, which
Yeah.
is I did the gala. So in those days, you did the gala way back when it was a huge festival,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that was what gave him the $1 billion deal.
Right, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
it wasn't a $1 billion deal, but it became the most syndicated sitcom
Yeah,
of
yeah.
all time.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of those deals that were announced at Montreal have actually been done ages before and just announced there, like,
Yeah.
kudos for Montreal. But even so, yeah. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I mean, I've done it twice.
Yeah, yeah.
But what does nowadays, right? See, when we were coming up, there were make or break shows. Like, say, people thought I had a great live at the Apollo in 2012,
Yeah,
which then sold tickets.
right.
And then in 2015, sold a few more tickets. I
Yeah.
did it again like a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And I got like one tweet.
Oh, really? Is that because far less people
I
watch
think
it?
there's far less people
Yeah.
watch it. You think everything's changed, but it would do over 25 years
Yeah, of course.
in any industry.
Yeah.
The Industrial Revolution.
Yeah. Well, it's
We're in
the
an entertainment revolution.
and the way people watch stuff.
Yeah, and consume.
Yeah.
I remember seeing you once on Oxford Street, and you were with these little children.
Yeah.
And then I saw you last week, and he said, my son's in the audience, and you were with your son, and you said to me, he's 35 years old. He would have been 10 then.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, no, my kids are all in
How
their
did that happen?
30s. Well, yeah, it's suddenly, if you do the maths, it is
Yeah.
true. They are that.
This
Old,
must have been
but-
15, 20 years ago.
Yeah. And,
Because you've barely aged.
yeah, well, thank you. I mean, I don't know why. Most of my relatives are bald. But somehow, lucky for me,
Yeah.
because my hair is kind of my thing,
It's incredible.
it stayed the same. Maybe it's because we haven't got a proper job.
Still, for some reason, we suffer from stress.
Yeah, there is an amount of stress. And also, don't you find, we don't have a 9-to-5 job, but actually, my family laugh at me because they see me sitting in the corner mumbling.
Mm.
And you're always sort of, I wonder if this would work, if I did it like this. And you've constantly got this monologue going on in your head of, well, if I turn that upside down, maybe it could be a thing.
Yeah.
It's quite hard to turn that off, really.
Yeah. It's always like, where's the angle?
Yeah. And did I think of that myself, or was it someone else's? Or and then you meet comics, don't you,
Yeah.
who try stuff out in conversation. You go, I can tell you're just
You're
trying
trying
that out.
stuff out.
Yeah.
And also, the thing about your jokes, or any great joke, is it's so obvious you think it's got to have been done.
Yeah.
Because it has to look so simple, but the most simple jokes are the hardest to write. But then you think, oh, where is this? What has been covered in stand-up?
Well, some would argue there are only 5 or 6 types
Yeah.
of jokes, so everything's been covered. But you know what it's like. Sometimes you write new stuff, but it's old words with old jokes with new words.
Yeah.
You've used that formula before, and you think that'll work, but you don't want a tour show full of that'll work.
Yeah.
You want something that you're excited to do.
I've been reading a few books recently on the formulas of stand-up. So you have a premise, right? And then you brainstorm that premise.
Yeah.
And then you find something that either angers you or does something,
Yeah.
has some emotion. And then a twist or an act out,
Sure.
which is essentially the stages. Now everyone's writing books on this.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to say they found the secret
Sure.
formula, the secret sauce.
Yeah.
You chose one-liners over storytelling,
Yeah.
right? Which is essentially the brunt or the meat, and the other storytelling part is the fat around the bones. So you're basically giving them one big bone.
Yeah, but it's quite hard to digest after a while,
Yeah.
as we've said. And it's too concentrated to have too much of. And also, I only started doing one-liners because I was terrified.
Right.
So you just go, get to the funny bit as soon as possible
to get the laugh.
and then we do it again and
Yeah.
again and again and again and again. And then people zone out because it's too much.
Because their brains have to think.
Yeah. So I'm actually not very good for closing a late show. I always say with me, the way I get round it is the thicker the crowd, the higher the hair has to go.
Yeah.
Because then you go, oh, he's crazy. Yeah, that's funny.
Well, because you do get a laugh as soon as you walk out,
Yeah.
with no offence,
No.
but your appearance.
Yeah.
And you play on that, which is weird because you're an exceptionally good-looking man. So I don't know how you do that. We're looking at you on the monitors here. You would think, how does
Yeah.
Milton Jones transform his features?
Yeah.
And because you are an exceptionally chiseled,
Chiseled.
you could be a film star.
Chiseled by a man with eyesight problems. Yeah. Thanks for saying that.
I couldn't pull off this outfit. I don't have the looks for it. You see,
Yeah,
I've got to do this. You see,
Yeah.
I've got to make an effort.
I do look like a dad, I must
You
admit.
look like one of those off-duty catwalk models for Calvin Klein.
Yeah. Just like one of those.
Like Brad Pitt would walk into the room and he'd
Yeah.
wear the same outfit.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. But models, they can get away with anything. Do you ever
Yeah.
go through catalogues or see stuff and you go, oh, that looks really great. What you've seen is that the person looks really great,
Yeah.
not what they're wearing. And you think, oh, well, if I wear that, then I'll look that great. But it's basically a category error.
What, you ripped? You've got muscles in every...
My shirt is ripped, but unfortunately, I can run, though, still.
Really?
I do run, yeah.
For what reason?
Well, it's always good to get away from an audience, but also to keep vaguely fit. Running is one of the few things that turns my head off.
Yeah, that's true.
Physical exercise, because part of the thing, as I say, stand up, you're always thinking. But if you put yourself under physical pressure, then it turns it off for a brief period, which is great.
People are going to be listening. But you wouldn't even be able to tell that you're older than me.
Yeah, who'd have thought?
No. Because I still work out, go to the gym,
Yeah.
and there is a place where your brain can switch off.
Yeah.
But then I end up trying to think of toppers.
Yeah.
When you run, do you put your headphones on?
No, I don't. I quite like the idea of breathing and smelling where you are.
In the park?
In the park, yes. Obviously. And it's slightly dangerous to cross roads and stuff.
With the headphones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
Yeah, I would agree.
Do you talk to other people in the gym?
No.
No.
No, I try not to.
There's this thing about running where you see another runner coming towards you, and it looks like they're smiling, so you smile back. Then you realise they're just in pain.
Yeah.
So you've effectively laughed at them being in pain.
And big congratulations about the marathon.
Yeah, I was hungry earlier.
Yeah. You haven't run?
I've done a half marathon.
Done a
That's
half.
all I've done.
I'll eat the other half.
Good. You're welcome. I think it's moved on to another name now.
Very bad for your knees, though. Actually, yeah, marathon is now Snickers.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it is.
there's no product placement, but Snickers is
Yeah.
great bar, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I like them. I've come to like them more as I've aged, actually. Whereas before, slightly the peanuts make it slightly less sweet, bit of salt in there.
Yeah. It's difficult with where the world has gone, social media.
The tone's changed.
Yeah. I'm going to find a link line here somewhere.
Yeah.
There'll be a very hard edit there.
Yeah.
As long as we've been doing stand-up, do you think there's a lot more of us out there?
For sure, you can do stand-up at university and stuff now.
Yeah.
It wasn't a proper job when we started.
No, it wasn't a proper job. It was actually frowned upon.
And rightly so.
We're still here.
We're still here. Yeah. And but sensibilities have changed as well. They're not as... People are quite sensitive now to certain things, which is fine. Because there are certain people who will play on that.
Yeah.
Which is fine as well. But in our day... Well, when I started... in our day... Okay.
In our day.
In our day... Surely it's still our day.
Yeah, where is the line with comedy?
Well, it's always moving. That's the tricky bit.
Well, it's moved over the 30 years we've been in it.
Yeah.
And you've been in it longer than me, right?
Yeah, and there's certain things I wouldn't do. I suppose...
Any more?
Yeah, just for fear of people misunderstanding.
Because I remember you used to do a lot more accents back in the day.
I still do accents. But
That's considered taboo these days.
Well, it depends what they are.
You can do an accent of another race, which is white.
Yeah. And what are you allowed to do differently? I
can do white and brown.
But not Chinese or something?
I'm not allowed to do Chinese.
Okay.
Why don't we try for the... I had a joke about that in my one of my specials about how you can... Yeah, the voices you can do and the voices you can't do. But it's the intent behind the joke.
Yeah. Well, even because I've done radio stuff.
Yeah.
When I was doing sketches in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, we would have one person in to do all the accents.
Yeah, and they have to be of the same race.
No, not at that time.
Not at the time.
But gradually that has come in. So we'd have, say, someone like Alexander Armstrong doing a Chinese voice. No problem. I mean, it was a small sketch and it wasn't an issue. But then gradually over that time it became an issue. But even if you look back at Mock the Week, on Dave, as it's repeated now, it's 7 white guys.
Yeah.
And that doesn't look right.
Doesn't look right.
So I feel, that doesn't look right. But as to the which race is allowed to do what voice, that's really quite complicated.
Well, the Apu from The Simpsons got cancelled because of it.
Yeah, for sure. And in a way, society does change, and that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But sometimes you get the feeling people are doing it for fear, and they haven't really worked it out. They're just going, no, you're a different person, and you're not allowed to do that. And sometimes they're not looking at the joke, but they are looking at the accent.
Yeah. Well, look what Peter Sellers did in The Party.
Yeah.
Browning up. But
I know.
then he was technically half Indian.
Exactly. Yeah, apparently the guy, I mean, I've only heard this from someone else, and they may have been with Reform or something, but the guy, you remember, It Ain't Half Hot Man?
Yeah.
With the turban.
Yeah.
He
What's the actor's name?
Michael something.
Yeah.
Can't
Michael
remember.
Grade.
No, I think that's
No, that's the
different
head
one.
of the BBC.
Yeah. That could go wrong. But he at least spoke Indian or some whatever language.
Hindi.
Or, yes. Was. So does that make it okay if you are a natural or you've lived there? What if you've lived there? Or you were born there but you just happen to be white?
Ben Kingsley,
Yeah.
half Indian.
Yeah. But what if he wasn't Indian? What if he was Hawaiian?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
his name's not Ben Kingsley. His real name's, he's got an Indian name. But people were browning up when we were kids watching TV.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Now, then became the accent thing. But now you look, Ali G's coming back, for example.
Yeah.
Which is getting a lot of backlash.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Because now they realise he's not a
Yeah.
brown person doing this. It's a character.
He's a Jewish person doing it. in fact.
Jewish. Yeah. The black community had real issues with that. Like, say, Curtis Walker did a
Yep.
very similar character and never got commissioned. Because
Right.
it's like a black man doing
Yeah.
this rude boy character, but it's fine for a white guy to do a
Ooh.
rude boy character.
But maybe it was not commissioned for another reason. I mean, did they say it was, you can't?
I don't know why,
Yeah.
but
Mm.
if there are breaks from other communities coming through and hitting the mainstream,
Yeah.
then you can say, well, there's that and then there's that, but there's nothing to compare it to.
Mm. And I wonder in time if commissioners will actually veer away from doing anything that could be controversial in the future.
Yeah.
Even though it's not controversial now, whether it, an Irishman doing Welsh voices or whatever it is, because, we don't want any trouble. We don't want to lose out on royalties in the future. But that's the way.
Commissioners.
I used to do a gag, maybe you remember, and I stopped doing it not because I have a problem with it. So Italians,
Yeah, I remember this italics joke.
slanty little eyes, italics. I haven't done that for 25 years. But obviously it's about writing. People would just hear the slanty little eyes bit and go, no.
Yeah, it would cause you issues.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, so, and it didn't used to. In fact, do you remember Parkinson, the TV show?
Michael Parkinson.
Bob Monkhouse was asked, are there any comedians that he likes at the moment? And he did a joke from Dominic Holland and me, naming us. So I love these guys and what they do. And he used the italics one.
Right.
And it's out there. But it was, I guess, have I done one of those jokes that was of its day and shouldn't be done now?
What year was that? It would have been mid-90s.
Yeah.
I used to work at Dixon's in Marble Arch around 93, 92.
Yep.
And Bob Monkhouse used to come in and get his videos and TVs.
Oh, really?
So I used to see him all the time,
Oh, wow.
way before I did stand-up.
Was he nice? I mean,
He used to come in and talk to the manager and get his
Yeah.
stuff, but he had a very troubled relationship with his son. And then not long after, his joke book got nicked.
yeah, I always wondered about that, because it was just before he did a tour or something.
Yeah.
I thought...
Huge PR that got.
Yeah, exactly.
And did he just have one joke book? But then there were no, what were there, filofaxes back then?
True, but he would have more than one joke book, I would think. He
I've
wouldn't-
got notes, papers everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, with computer files now. but I remember seeing a documentary of all his files, and it was one particular joke book, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
I didn't quite understand.
Maybe one of the joke books got nicked.
Yeah, maybe. All those guys, don't they? They split into that generation, and some of them were really nice to us, and some of us were on the end of either them nicking our stuff or them being a bit kind of afraid of losing their jobs.
Yeah. Clarkson nicked one of my jokes
Clarkson.
a couple of years ago, yeah.
Ooh. Did you?
Jeremy Clarkson on his Sun column.
Oh, right, okay.
He does the column and he just nicked the joke and there was no credit.
Wow.
It was a joke I did on Live at the Apollo in 2012.
Right.
I said, in this country, if you get stabbed, they won't find the killers. But if you drive down a bus lane, they'll take a picture of you in the car and send it to your house within 48 hours. So if you get stabbed, make sure you get stabbed in a bus lane.
Well, that's quite specific. That's not like, oh, I made that up myself.
It's quite a...
Yeah.
It became a meme everywhere, and people
Yeah.
would just put it up and put like a little video of a bus lane and people driving through it.
Sure, yeah.
And
yeah.
then have the joke over it.
Yeah,
There's never any credit. And if I'd ever pull them up on it years ago, people say, it's just a joke, mate.
yeah.
Just
yeah.
a joke. What's your problem?
Yeah.
Because we don't realise that it takes time
Sure.
to get that wording right.
Plagiarism.
And Jeremy Clarkson just nicked it, and I called him out online.
I once did a corporate for a motor journalists thing. 15 people in a restaurant, one of whom was Jeremy Clarkson.
Right.
And he tried to beat me to every punchline.
Really?
Yeah. Just go, oh, that is so bad. And then he guessed what the next one was. But he was interrupting me the whole time. And all the others, like 15 is a wrong number for a crowd. That's just, at least you should be at least 3 times that. But they were all scared of him. No one would sort of go, oh, stop it, Jeremy, let him talk. They'd all
Encourage him.
yeah. So horrible.
I've done 15 as well.
Yeah, it's wrong.
I did a billionaire family and in their house, in one of the rooms. And the first gig was literally there's 50 and little kids running around, running up to me, pulling my leg.
Oh, no.
And then hitting me. And then I remember I said something to one of the guys, and it was one gig, I think, and the daughter sat on the dad's lap saying, why is he making fun of you, Daddy? So obviously everyone's like, sympathise. That was the put down. How can you follow that? You can't.
Yeah, no.
The guy came up to me, it was his birthday, said, can you come back later on? Because my friends are coming and I want you to do another set in front of my... So I'd already done 40 minutes and I'd written the stuff. So this was a Monkhouse thing I learnt way back in the days. Get some information about the people and write jokes about them.
Yes.
Because they don't care about your act.
Yeah.
In fact, they're like, why is he saying things that we have no interest in?
Yeah.
So I'd write jokes about them.
Sure. A lot of work, though.
A lot. It takes a while.
Yeah.
And then
you've got to learn it.
But you can just go up with a hello.
Okay. Yeah. No,
It's almost like a talk, isn't it?
Yeah, understood. But it's got to be accurate. That's the thing. Because if you get it slightly wrong,
you're in trouble.
And we've all done corporate events where you might mention redundancy in passing, and the whole room go quiet, or trip over something you don't know is there, and then you've suddenly lost it, even if it's been going well.
Well, it just takes one person, like Clarkson. I've done weddings or Indian birthdays.
Yeah.
And it just takes one person in the audience to get offended, even if the bookers, because they'll just laugh along. They don't care.
Yeah.
So they'll side with their guest
Sure.
over you.
Yeah.
And then you have to then recover that gig.
Yeah. If you can.
But you get a lot of corporates.
I do, a number of corporates, yeah.
Because you're clean.
Clean is good. But then you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time sometimes. Yeah. Either there's a massive dance floor in front of them and separating you from them.
No stage.
No stage, no microphone.
Yeah.
I've had, did you bring your mic before? Okay, what? I didn't bring a microphone. Or have you had the one, by the way, you know they don't speak English, yeah? And just before you go, and then maybe you do half an hour to the sound guy laughing.
Yeah. I have the Punjabi to fall back on.
Okay, that's good if they're Punjabi, but not so much if they're French.
No, the Punjabi doesn't work if they're French.
No, not really. Well, you could say they're racist if they don't laugh. Yeah.
I've had I've had that where I've gone up, and because when I do the Indian weddings and birthdays, it's got to be not only clean, but the subjects have to be clean.
Sure.
Which is a problem sometimes.
Yeah, but
you've got to be completely nothing controversial.
Yeah.
But I was attacked at one of them.
Really?
I was attacked at a wedding. Guy tried to punch me in the face.
Right.
because I said to one of the guy getting married, what do you want me to say about your guests?
Yeah.
He said, can you call my cousin gay?
Okay.
And I did that, and he didn't appreciate that. But I was told to call him.
Yeah. You were paid, I hope.
I was paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always because if they haven't paid you, they've always got that hanging over you.
Yeah. Corporates, you've got to get the money in advance.
Yeah.
Never after the gig.
No, true. I've had people refuse to pay me half.
Yeah, I've had that.
Yeah.
What did you say? What did your agent say?
Well, there are two types of death in corporates, aren't there? There's one, everyone is going to die. Doesn't matter who you are. It's set up wrong. And it's a terrible audience and they're walking around or whatever it is. That's fine. But occasionally you'd you kill yourself by it's going really well and you just say, I mean, I've said this before, and I'm not proud of this, right? There was, I was doing a gig for publicans.
Right.
So we work in pubs and they're all sitting, it's going really well. And then I said, this is nice, isn't it? But surely this is what you do every night. You get free food and drink every night because you work in a pub. And a woman shouted, we don't get free food and drink.
Right.
So I just said, without you thinking or looking, how come you're all so fat then? Right? Now, I didn't mean it in a nasty way. But then she ran screaming out.
Really?
Yeah.
She started crying?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then... and some people thought it was funny or set up.
Right.
And then they all surrounded me.
Really?
Well, some of them. And
what did your manager do?
well, he wasn't there.
Well, you were on your own.
Yeah.
You went to this gig on your own.
Yeah. The bloke who was organising it there said, run to the car, just run to the car.
Right.
I had to go, run to the car. But you've got half a second to think of anything.
Yeah. Well, and you just ran to the car mid-set?
Well, no, not mid-set, at the end of the show. Because they were all around me.
Right. Recently?
No, this is 25 years
All
ago.
right.
But I still think about it.
Yeah.
Because you have half a second and you
do,
just say stuff that comes into your head. And it can go horribly wrong. Because it can go really well. Sometimes you think of exactly the right thing and you just go, blah. And that's the thing they remember.
Yeah.
Never mind all your clever worked out stuff. But you just said the right thing at the right time. But it's really hard to tell between exactly the right thing to say at the right time to what is exactly the wrong thing to say.
Yeah. There's so many comics that don't do them.
Yeah.
Lots of comics won't.
Sure.
Or you price yourself out.
Yeah. That's one way of doing it, isn't it? And it helps if you're a touring comedian, so you have another source of
Income.
Yeah. Do you still do them?
I still tour.
Yes, but not corporates.
It's got to pay at least a couple of months' worth of Sainsbury's bills.
Sure. And also, it's not just the night, is it? Because there's a cloud over you for that month.
Yeah. It feels like you're going into an operation.
Yeah.
I did a wedding at Belem Palace once. Tour manager said, look, just let you know to the event organizer, look, there's no filming for when the act goes on. It can't be filmed. And she came up to me, she says, you're ruining their wedding. Why have you said there's no filming? Just started shouting at me before going on. I said, it's not me. I do the contracts. They're not allowed to film the set.
Sure.
But why are you ruining their wedding?
Oh, no. Which isn't what you want just before you go on.
And then I went up and then subsequently
ruined their wedding.
So your method of joke writing
Yeah.
is write as many jokes as you can to keep a few.
Effectively, although when I get near doing a show for the first time, it feels like the ones I've thrown away, I'm looking in the bin again.
I know. What I sometimes do is, those premises that I wrote and they didn't work.
Yeah.
You try and see if they'll work for the next tour.
Sure, yeah.
Try and rewrite.
Occasionally, though, you do get something that you write it in a different way and it does work.
Yeah, because if you step back from it and stop looking at it in the face, you find an angle that you didn't see.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All it is angles.
Yeah, especially with one-liners because you put the emphasis on the wrong thing, or quite often, because I think I'm putting silly pictures in people's heads.
Yeah.
And they need to finish on the funniest thing. Whereas if you put the funniest thing first and then go to the less funny thing, it doesn't work.
Unless you have a topper.
Unless you have a topper. But we've all got things we've had for 10 years and it hasn't worked. And then you looked at it again and go, hang on a minute, this can work.
Yeah. Well, appearance jokes are very difficult in longevity. I had an appearance joke like when I used to gig with you back then, like looking like Prince, for example.
Yeah.
Which I can now no longer pull off. But you can pull off
Prince.
remarkably,
Prince.
looking like Prince.
What? Because he's dead.
But just the appearance. But you're not actually comparing yourself to any
No.
figure live or dead. You're going up with this confused,
Sure.
nonchalant, and
Yeah, that gives me 10 seconds
Yeah.
at the top. It's true.
the more drunk they are, that
Yeah.
works
Yeah.
for late shows. But then when they have to think about the jokes,
Yeah.
what's going on about, Mike? And I saw the other guy at Soho Theatre recently, Emo Phillips.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, excellent. No, he's great.
yeah, he's great.
Was he good there?
He was great. But that character was like a young guy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking like that. Yeah. But now his hair is quite short, isn't it?
Sure, and obviously he's an older guy, but it's like that character was like a weird young kid.
Yeah.
It was weird. Now he's an older weird man,
Yeah.
which looks even weirder.
And it works still.
Still works,
Yeah.
because the jokes are so good.
Yeah.
But the character's different.
Yeah. No. Is it a bit worrying, the character, in that it's older? Is like young men talking about relationships
Yeah.
is fine, but when you get to a certain age talking about relationships, don't really want to hear that.
Or when I was, you have to change it.
Right? Yeah. Years ago, I remember.
It's like when comics do the film thing. I just went to see The Odyssey, and then 10 years from now, when it was on TV, and that was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I think we know who we're talking about.
Yeah. Have you laughed at one? You don't generally laugh at your own jokes.
Not
On
on
stage.
stage, no, because I think it's funnier if I don't. Occasionally I laugh, but it's usually for not a reason I've said.
Yeah. When I see a comic laugh at their own jokes on stage, I think this is wrong.
Yeah, I think
This is
so
very.
too.
That's probably the most offensive thing. I don't care what the comic does, what
Yeah.
they talk about, what they do, as long as they're not stealing, and as long as they're not laughing at their own material.
Sure. But say someone like Jimmy Carr will go, yeah,
But then he's created that laugh for it.
true. It's probably more punctuation than
Yeah.
laughter.
The hardest thing, though, isn't it, is when you finish a tour and then you've got to start from zero.
Oh, yeah, and you've no idea how long you're doing on stage.
Yeah.
You've forgotten your other material almost.
But then you need to bring it out for corporate.
Yeah. And then you do some club gigs and everyone's doing their A game
Yeah.
that they've been doing the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And you're going, I've got to, yeah.
And you're going up with a piece of paper.
Yeah, but no sympathy really because we get to do tour shows. But yeah, no, that is tough.
And I go to new material nights
Yeah.
when they're just doing their A killer.
Yeah.
And then you're going up with brand new.
Yeah.
And then you open with an old. Brings the house down.
Yeah.
You bring up-
And then you've got to get into your new stuff.
you have sustained over 3 decades in a business that's cutthroat and ruthless
And is always changing.
and is always changing. And you've evolved, but now you've gone through what you've gone through in your life.
Mm-hmm.
This is almost, I feel sometimes when you get to this point in life, just a bonus to be doing it.
To be doing it. Yeah, because as you alluded to, I was quite ill last year.
Mm.
And I had cancer, and there was a time there that it wasn't clear how long I had.
Mm.
I'm actually now fine, thank God. But coming back to it afterwards,
Yeah.
you go, actually, this is so unimportant. I can enjoy it
Exactly.
because when in the oven of terror, all that's important is your close friends and family. That's all that's important. Forget everything else. But then when you go back to work, you go, I do what for a living? I pull faces and try and get words to make people laugh. That's ridiculous. And I can earn money doing that, can I? Yeah. Wow. Well, that's great. I'm probably not going to do that gig again and that gig again. But all the others, yeah, I'm going to enjoy. And even if I have the odd bad night, some people didn't laugh.
Yeah.
That's the worst that can happen. Or people surround you and you have to run to the car. But
Publicans.
yeah, it can go wrong. But if you're a doctor
Mm.
and it goes wrong, it's a lot worse.
And you came through what you came through. Did you make the people laugh in the medical world?
It was weird because some people recognised me and others didn't.
Right.
And maybe they're washing you or they're trying to get a biopsy or something, and they say, "What do
Are
you do
these
for?"
is this the same place or?
In hospital, we're talking.
Oh, right.
Right. And they'll say, "What do you do for a living?" And you go, "Oh, I'm not going to tell them."
Yeah.
Or that someone, when I was going into a CT scan,
Yeah.
where you go along this long tunnel, and just as I was going in, the bloke said, "I used to work on the bar at Headliners," and stuff like that. Occasionally, you just get someone just at your prime vulnerability, where they come in and tell
Yeah.
you, "I saw you at so and so."
And you remember I'm a comedian.
Yeah,
That's what I did.
yeah, quite. So sometimes that was nice. Sometimes that was just plain odd. The weirdest one, that's not the same thing, but my son had Greg Davis as a drama teacher. And so I met Greg in a parents' evening.
Right.
But that was before he was doing stand-up.
And did he ask you?
No, he didn't say anything.
Didn't say anything.
And then I saw Rod Gilbert later, and he
Right.
said, "Oh, I hear you know Greg Davis." And I went, "What? What, Mr. Davis?" And so the next parents' meeting, we just talked comedy the whole time,
Yeah.
forgot to talk about my son. Yeah, that was a whole weird trip in that, to see how he's gone on as well.
Yeah.
He was Adam, my son's form teacher. And
Right.
apparently he came in and said, "My name's Greg Davis, I'm 6'8", get over it." Move on. Yeah.
Hey, Greg, I think back in the early mid-2000s, I was doing the Cardiff Glee with Greg, and then me and him went off to Rod Gilbert's radio show
Oh, yeah.
and did it together. It was like back then, because they were mates back then.
Sure.
But it was like no one knew
No.
who any of us
Yeah,
were.
yeah.
I don't know what have they gone on to do, those two guys?
Nothing.
Mm.
Nothing. Wasted it.
You look back at the people we worked with,
Yeah.
all these huge stars that could have amounted to something.
Mm.
They're not here anymore.
Yeah. Still. Showbiz has lost his teachings.
Should have stuck with the teaching, mate.
Yeah.
You're watching Greg. Actually,
Yeah.
he's been on this. He was
Has
on
he?
episode 2.
Oh, wow.
And then I did San Francisco with him a few months ago.
Oh, nice.
Taskmaster Live.
Oh, wow.
Milton Jones is a very strong name. It's a film star name.
Well, thank you. I think most people know the poet John Milton.
Yeah.
So it's like that reversed in a
Yeah.
way. But the story was that they didn't know what to call me for a number of days. And they literally said, right, we'll turn the radio on, and the next Christian surname
Right.
we'll see. And it was Milton for some reason.
When you say they didn't, who?
My parents,
Oh, right.
that's what I'm talking. They. I always called them they. I was ahead of my time. And I could have ended up as the Archers or something.
Yeah, the shipping forecast.
Yeah.
Mm.
Finisterre.
Well, I'm going to say, Mr. Jones, you are a legend in our lifetime, and what an honour and a privilege it was to have you. Well, Don't Ask Me That podcast. I asked you questions you didn't want to be asked, however you decided to answer them. And it's good for you to still be within our realms of civilization. Thank you for making it through.
I did my best.
We
It's
owe it all to you.
great to be in the bunker with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Milton Jones.